Soothing words heal. The softest touch, it blooms. And the broken ones are never really broken. They just need the right touch to be great again.
Initially coming into this camp, I was honestly very, very afraid because I've heard about how rigorous the camp can be. But coming in, although it's very true that it can be very tiring, but it has been such a fulfilling experience. I feel personally that we all as YK scholars should really hold ourselves to a bigger standard and think about what we can do for our society. Because as we all know, Yayasan Khazanah is not a scholarship for us. It is a scholarship given through us for the people to help the community. And this camp has made me realize that there is much more that we can impact, there's so much more that we can do, and we as YK scholars have the responsibility to make sure that we come back and help the people who are in need, who are impoverished. Because who but we have the skills, have the opportunity to study, to come back, to really contribute back to the community and ultimately Malaysia.
Truly, these 6 days has been truly eye-opening and it's been really, really enjoyable. I get to go to places, for example, Buku Jalanan Chowkit, one of our NGOs that we're working with. I get to go there and look at the kids, look at the programs they've been doing. So I also get the opportunity to participate in the activities organized by other fellow scholars. They organize an activity for the kids from Project Perumahan Rakyat. We get to introduce them to science ideas, and it really makes me happy when they look at those cool machines that we created and had that sparkle in their eye that says, this is interesting. And it really makes me think that the beauty of arousing this curiosity inside the kids.
One of the things that I really liked was actually visiting the PPRT apartment for Asnaf. It makes us realize how privileged we actually are, because when we looked at them, some of them don't even have the money to actually get proper education even though they want to. The fact that we are here to help them, it's actually really great, because sometimes we don't realize that getting good enough education is such a privilege. I think the main takeaway for me from this program is realizing that I actually am in a position to help, and it's a waste if I don't.
Joining this YKCBL program has been an eye-opener for me. At first I thought it was about us trying to leave a lasting impact in these kids' lives, but instead we were impacted much more. It was something really different that I felt personally. I feel that we as a society has really failed them. We have failed these kids. How can we live in a modern, how can we talk about being a modern developed country when we have these people living amongst us? We should really do a lot more as a society to help them, because I feel that if we leave it up to them, they are really powerless to do anything about this. And like these little things we do, it helps, but we really need to make a bigger change as a nation.
So coming to CBL, initially I was quite nervous and frightened because I've never actually connected well with the kids. But overall it has been definitely challenging, but it was an interesting and exciting experience. Personally, I felt like it was a good platform for me to widen my perspectives, especially on urban poor child, because it is unfortunate that not everyone gets to be born in a life of opportunity. So us as YK scholars, it is definitely a great start for us to give back to the society and to help those who are much less fortunate than us.
Well, YKCBL has reminded me not to take for granted the little blessings in life. Well, things like seeing my mother, having parents, and having education per se. Growing up as children in the society that I'm in, I have always been privileged. I have never had to actually think about my next meal. Everything was fed and everything was provided. And being throughout this camp, it reminded me that not everyone is as privileged. And my basic needs may not be others' basic needs. And that just put me to the ground, being more grateful, being more mindful of my privilege, of my basic necessities that I am rewarded with. But I think the whole point of this whole program is actually to create a ripple effect, not to the society per se, it's to us, the YK scholars. And I couldn't say any more in the sense that it has succeeded, for me at least.
We organized a project called Project Science Jalanan. So we went to the streets on Chowkit and we laid out a mat and we have 5 modules. Each and every modules have a particular experiment and we teach a certain science concept to the kids, from seeing the joy of the kids, learning new things, experiencing new experiences. So I think that's my biggest takeaway. I'm really thankful for YK for this opportunity, and yeah, that's basically my experience so far.